Good morning, Whitesburg student parents. This is Cody here. Just wanted to get on and give you a update for this week. I do have something that may interest you. For these next few weeks, we are going to be covering dating in Wednesday nights for the high school. So for when we break out on Wednesday nights and high school goes down to the dining room, middle school goes upstairs, high school, we're going to be talking about dating. I'll tell you a few reasons why, and also just my approach to this and my view on these things, so that you know as parents and you can have a discussion with your children about it throughout these next few weeks. And we're getting through Ephesians, and we're approaching Ephesians 5, talking about marriage. My first lesson, which is going to be this week, is really going to be laying the foundation of what marriage is. Why? Because I think that when students have a lot of questions about dating, or they have a lot of questions about just what's right and wrong and things like that. They want to know the answer to their what before they understand why. Understandably, because I was the same way. When you're younger, you're just short-minded, and it's natural. But I think one of the things that helps them not just modify their life to behavior modification, but helps them pursue the Lord more, is understanding why. And I think a lot of guys will teach on topics like this, and they'll start with singleness, then go to dating, then marriage, when really the Bible doesn't say much about dating. It says a little bit about singleness, but everything when it comes to relationships, romantically, sexual efficacy, it all is off the framework of what is God's design for marriage. That's the framework. So you start there and you explain, this is God's standard, this is what God desires. Everything else is that's outside of that is not his desire, unless you're talking about singleness, which we'll speak to, which the Lord does allow for some people to remain single, and that's his will for them. But we're going to be talking about that. And my approach when it comes to dating in high school is this. I think it's not the wisest, just because I believe dating is to lead you in hopes, maybe, to marriage. And at that age, you're not going to be getting married. I say that from hypocrisy, though, because I married my high school sweetheart. And I understand that even with me saying that to them, they're still probably going to date, some of them. And I just want to be able to speak into their life from a biblical perspective, looking at the framework that God has laid down for us. And what does that tell us about boundaries? What does that tell us about, hey, how should I look at a boyfriend or a girlfriend? And how is that different from how a man looks at his wife, or a wife looks at her husband? And really, I think one of the biggest problems today is that the culture has pushed there to blur the line between what a married couple looks like and what a dating couple looks like. There should be clear steps from singleness to dating to engaged to married, when in a lot of people's lives there's not much of a difference, other than they may move in together, maybe not, from dating to marriage, and that's not the Lord's will. And so we're going to be talking about that the next few weeks. And also I had several students ask me questions. I asked some of the core team, our student leadership team, hey, what are some questions that y'all have about this topic? Because I want to address what they're thinking, what they're asking. And they gave me some great questions. I went from thinking, man, this might be a 1 week lesson, to this is going to be a few weeks that we might camp out on this topic. And Kelsey, our girls associate, is also going to be involved in this. And there's actually going to be 1 week where she takes the girls and they talk about things that's really maybe more appropriate for them to talk about together, and I'll talk with the guys alone one Wednesday night about things that are a little bit more appropriate for just us to talk about together. But it's going to be a couple weeks, and we're going to be talking about what does right relationships look like, and how does that all fall under God's will and design for our lives. So if you have any questions, or say, hey, are you going to talk on this, or have questions about certain things, feel free to reach out. Email me. If you have my number, reach out to me. But that being said, praying for y'all, pray for me in this, because this is a subject that I don't want to shy away from, but I also want to be wise in how I speak about it. And so, that being said, if you have a middle schooler, remember lock-in is this weekend. And so, excited about that. Pray for Holland in his sanity, and and I'll be there for a little bit as well. And it's gonna be a great weekend. Actually, just started thinking about D Now not long ago. Got our D Now speaker lined up. He's a solid dude. Can't wait to announce him soon. So that being said, y'all have a great week. See you later.